lighter note, somebody said the problem he has with Chelsea is not which players or which players are not going to be fielded, but the fact that there's a problem in the dressing room because they are so populated, players don't even have a place to sit.
That's hilarious.
Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Force 9. My name remains Shegz and I have here with me
I'm Bee-Bee.
and together we are going to be serving you some of the hottest gists in the world of football. Up in our schedule for you, we have a review of the games played in the EPL, that's the last weekend, and of course, tits and beats around the world of transfers. But before we go into that, there's a big news in the world of football right now, and that news is that Cristiano Ronaldo is on YouTube. Of course, the man that said records follow him. Yes, joined YouTube yesterday and within hours amassed millions of followers. And as we currently speak, Cristiano Ronaldo has over 21 million subscribers on YouTube. Habib, what do you have to say about this?
I mean, it's just amazing. We know this man is the most followed, footballer on Instagram. If he's not even the most followed person on Instagram, to start with. So
Yeah.
it's really, really popular. I mean, like a lot of people love him. They just love him. And I think for him to have joined YouTube, it means maybe it's time for Ronaldo to pack up
His
and,
boots.
because to me it feels as if it's just like a retirement plan. So I think it's a big move, and also for YouTube as well. And I think some people have been, saying some things online. I don't know how true it is that Cristiano Ronaldo is gonna surpass Mr. Beast.
Oh,
On
yeah,
YouTube,
the
talking
king-
about subscribers, the kings of
the current
content,
king
like,
of
on YouTube.
YouTube. He has about
So
311 million subscribers.
311 million.
But do you think Cristiano Ronaldo will catch up with him at
I
this
don't know.
speed? Because checking online, I had it took Mr. Beast 2 years to get to 20 million, and in 24 hours, Cristiano Ronaldo has got 21 million.
I can't really say, like,
Okay.
I can't say no to it, because obviously this man is the most followed person on Instagram, you understand? So which means the numbers are there, but I don't know, maybe that number can actually translate to YouTube, because it has to do with you dishing out content. And
Yeah.
Mr. Beast, he has been doing this for years, and he has been putting out content upon content upon content, you understand? So I don't know, maybe at a point, maybe the followership of Ronaldo will stop, just be waiting for the content,
Okay.
because Mr. Beast is not going to stop making content. That is like a full-time job for him. You understand? So, but time will tell.
Because if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, I choose to call him the king of social media. On Facebook, he has about 170 million followers, and Twitter, 112 million followers. Like you said, time will tell if he's going to get there. But at this rate, I think he's doing so well for himself. And hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll continue to monitor and then, of course, give updates as that progresses.
Yeah, sure.
Off the gist around Cristiano Ronaldo, we're going to look at transfers. Of course, there have been a lot of speculations and movements currently, and we've heard about your Felix from Atletico Madrid to Chelsea, Conor Gallagher from Chelsea moving the opposite way to Atletico Madrid, and also Atletico Madrid unveiling Alvarez yesterday in front of the
A packed
fans.
crowd.
Yeah, that was good to see. Looking at this transfer, what do you think? What's your prediction for these moves? Do you think they are going to work out or something?
Look, when it comes to transfer window, it's a little bit tricky, especially when you look at Joao Felix, because he has been in Chelsea before. He played there, but to be honest with you, it wasn't like a good spell. Although Chelsea were going through some period at that time, and you can't really say maybe it was a good signing or it was not. But now that he joined them, maybe this time around he'll go to maybe boost up his career and try to convince the fans, because a lot of people were actually expecting more from him right from when he moved from Benfica down to here to uh which club did you join then when you
Atletico
came from
Madrid.
Atletico Madrid, like from Benfica. So from there, you moved to Barcelona. Then it has been hell
Ups
of a
and
ride for
down.
him.
Yeah.
So well, I wish him all the best in Chelsea actually. So but for Chelsea, Chelsea are just signing players, and it creates a bit of worry. They're just signing players. They're just signing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's a new coach, we know, but then signing like up to 40 players. Like they have up to 40. No, I mean they have up to like 40 players in their squad, and you can't really say as a Chelsea fan to say this is the squad that you are using next week. You can't be bold enough to say that. You understand? We spoke about this last weekend as well.
Yeah, on a
So
lighter note, somebody said the problem he has with Chelsea is not which players or which players are not going to be fielded, but the fact that there's a problem in the dressing room because they are so populated, players don't even have a place to sit.
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. And talking about transfers,
Yeah,
Fabrizio just confirmed with
yeah,
his air we go to that Arsenal has been able to, sign
Merino.
Merino
Wow.
from Real Sociedad. And I don't know, for Arsenal fans, I think maybe they will be happy, to have this addition. But then if you look at the Arsenal squad, you feel like adding another midfielder to the squad maybe, might not be like the main
The
problem solver
main,
for the
yeah, the
squad, because
priority,
the priority signing for most fans is we need a
a
striker. We
striker
need
up
a striker. They feel
front.
like, okay, we need a striker, but last season we scored the most goals, we considered less and all
Mhm.
that. But then they still want someone who is a top finisher, someone that can, bury up, chances. You can see their games against Wolves last weekend. There were too many chances, wasted, and
Yeah.
Wolves nearly came back to the game.
Hmm.
So, but like I said, transfer window can a little bit tricky. Sometimes it can go your way, sometimes it doesn't go your way.
No way.
So, yeah,
Then we also talk about Manuel Ugarte for Manchester United. Have been after him for some time now, and we are hearing that is almost a deal soon to be sealed.
yeah, I think I heard personal agreement has been reached, with the player, which is of course one of the best way to like, buy player. The way clubs used to, agree with player on the personal terms is one of the best ways to like, sign a player.
The player.
Once you have an agreement with the player, okay, this is what you want, this is what you want, and you have this agreement, it's gonna be easy for you to now trigger maybe the release clause from the
Plus,
club, because that way you already had like a mutual agreement with the player, and the player can actually force himself out of the
out
club
of the
as well.
club.
So I think it's just a matter of days for
Of,
Manchester United for them to be able to sign Ugarte. But then, is he going to be the one that gonna make the difference for Manchester United? Like we said, time will tell.
retail.
Yeah,
Yeah. So of transfers, of course, down to business. Last weekend we um, dished out some fixtures. They've already been played, and we're going to be doing a review of some of those games. We had Newcastle winning Southampton by 1 goal to nil, and Newcastle did that with a man down,
yeah, we man down.
man
Yeah,
down, and Nottingham Bournemouth ended 1-1.
oh, yeah. So,
West Ham lost to Aston Villa by a goal to two.
of course, we predicted
We
that
pre- and we
actually. Yeah,
predicted that was
Aston
going to be
Villa
one of the
win. Yeah,
biggest games of the weekend. Brentford, Crystal Palace. Brentford defeated Crystal Palace 2 goals to 1. I didn't see that coming.
yeah, I think for that game there was a little bit of controversy there because Crystal Palace scored first actually.
Yeah.
I think they scored a free kick, and before the ball actually went to the net, the ref blew a whistle because of a foul in the box.
Oh,
And later in the press conference, like the post-match conference that Eze gave, he said the referee apologized to him for blowing the whistle
wow.
early enough in the game.
Wow.
So like with Premier League, we know there are a lot of issues surrounding the officiating and stuff. So,
Officiating.
but then on the match day one, to be able to do that is just
Sickening.
it's sickening, and that's them telling us that welcome back to the
Welcome
Premier
back
League. You
to,
understand?
yeah,
So
because last season was so awful. Even with VAR, it was officiating was terrible.
yeah,
We hope it gets better as the week progresses. Then
yeah,
we had Chelsea, Man City on Sunday. Chelsea, of course, predictable,
yeah,
losing
yeah,
2-0 to Man City. Leicester, Tottenham 1-1. Ipswich lost to Liverpool
as predicted as well.
as predicted by 2-0. Arsenal, of course, overcame Wolves by 2-0. Everton lost to Brighton by 3-0. So to the big one, the one that was played on Sunday, Chelsea, Man City. A bit Chelsea lost to Man City. It wasn't a surprise, but then this we've just spoken about the fact that Chelsea have brought in so many players and still they are still struggling because, of course, we predicted that we felt they were going to lose to City, but Chelsea is also a big club, and we will always leave room for an element of surprise, which didn't happen. So, Abi, what's your take on that game?
Listen, we said it last weekend that Chelsea are going to lose on paper, and it did happen. Their preseason wasn't really convincing enough, and we knew that going into the first match of the season with a club like Manchester City, of course they have Pep Guardiola, and he always wants to go in for everything.
Yeah.
So it's pretty obvious that look, they are losing this game. But then, like you said, Chelsea have been making huge signings, and also they are a big club as well. So beating Manchester City will not be like a shock because you expect it from a big club to at least show a little bit of motivation. But then, if you look at the game, I think in the first half, Chelsea, they were a little bit shaky, but I mean, they got back into the game, they created chances, but they lack that final they need someone that can finish, all those chances that they have created. They were not clinical enough
in front of goal.
Manchester City came back in the second half, and there was a chance with Kovacic running through the midfield of Caicedo and Enzo, and that was it, so, and they buried the game from there. For some Chelsea fans, I read some comments online. Okay, it wasn't really a bad game. Some of them said it wasn't really a bad game from them. At least they played against one of the best clubs in Europe. So they a lot of people were expecting Man City are going to beat them maybe 5-0, 4-0, 3 goals. But then it ended 2-0, and for some Chelsea fans, they felt like okay, I think 2-0 is pretty much a good result for them. So the time when we start to judge them is if they now play their next game, and they don't see that result, they start saying okay, I think we should now start questioning what this man is actually doing, especially with the incomings. You have so many players coming into the club, they really want to know the direction the club is going. So yeah.
Then also another big one last weekend, Arsenal Wolves.
Yeah, for Arsenal Wolves, we predicted as well that Arsenal are going to win. One of the best club in England.
Right now.
They finished very well, towards the end of last season, and they were only just 2 points short of Manchester City from winning the league. They conceded less, which of course, that's why they kept a clean sheet in the game. But look, it wasn't one of the most convincing display from Arsenal. Wolves started the game pretty well. They were controlling the game. They even got a chance which the Villarreal saved, and Arsenal scored in the first half. They came back in the second half, and it was a little bit shaky for them as well. Wolves were trying to get back into the game before Bukayo Saka just did Bukayo Saka things, and he scored the game 2-0, and Arsenal were able to control the game to full time. But overall, it was a good game for Arsenal, but then wasn't really convincing enough.
Yeah, because to be candid, for me, as far as I'm concerned, it's a win because Wolves as a team, they are not a team you just walk over. You understand? So, like you said, maybe we expected more from Arsenal, but as far as I am concerned, they got the job done.
They got the job done, yeah.
Neat and tidy. So
Arsenal fans will be happy.
Happy with that result. Yeah. Then we also. We're going to look at another game, Liverpool against Ipswich.
For Liverpool against Ipswich, I think first half Ipswich really played well, and Liverpool they were just all over the place. I went through Twitter, saw a lot of comments from their fans, saying all sorts of things about their midfield, their front line not coherent enough, things not really working out for them. But there's something about some Premier League clubs, especially when you have some big players in the team. Coming back in the second half, they showed that character. They showed that look, we've been here before, we can do it. And with a pass from Trent Alexander-Arnold to Salah, and they just finished the game. He gave the pass to Jota, and that was it, 1-0. And the second time they scored the second goal, and and that was they were able to control the game, from there on. But then the first half display from Liverpool was a shock, to their fans. It wasn't really the kind of Liverpool that they were expecting, to like turn up against Ipswich. Of course, we just came back from championship and you expect to like walk over them. But then Ipswich were the ones, creating chances in the first half. So, but then, like you said, a win is a win, and their fans will be happy to like, okay, one down, then seven to go. Yeah.
All right. Still on Liverpool. We've talked about the fact that okay, they had a shaky display. But then if you look at, I know we've gone off transfers, but let's come back to transfer a little. They've not done well so far in the market. I think the biggest attempt they made in the transfer window was Zubimendi, the guy from Real Sociedad, and we all know how that ended, and they seem to be struggling. And I think we have just about 8 days to the
end of transfer. Yeah.
So whatever they need to do, I don't know. I don't think there's any speculations around them. Just some days ago, I saw FGS out trending. I think that's the owner. The fans are not happy. Darwin Núñez of course, is one of the most inconsistent strikers in recent times. But yeah, and the last game, he didn't even feature against a team like Ipswich. So they've just got Gakpo up front, and so far so good. Nothing significant is coming into Liverpool. Do you see them doing something before the end of the transfer window?
Saying that I see them doing something is me giving Liverpool fans hope. It's just me giving them hope, actually, because the Liverpool fans themselves, they don't believe that they are going to sign any player in this transfer, especially with the outbreak coming from Zubimendi. I mean, if they had signed Zubimendi, maybe for them they're like, okay, let's go. But having a rejection from that player and now going totally quiet and transfer, because look, they need a 6. They need that defensive.
Of course.
They need one significant, someone like a standards player. Someone like Rodri, Casedo, like all these players. They need someone like that. And they found it in Mendy. Of course, he rejected them, opting to stay in Spain. So saying that they're signing player is going to.
I know they have players like Jota, Diaz, Salah, but then they need a striker. There's no speculation. The closest speculation I've had after Zubimendi has been Anthony Gordon from Newcastle, but that has not even
a striker. It's
not even a striker,
like winger,
and there's no significant momentum around that.
For me, I think if you look at the way Liverpool, has been for years, Liverpool is not that kind of club that will go out and start spending money. It has been like that since the days of Rafa Benitez. You understand? They always like, okay, let's work with the budget, let's do this. Not until when they signed Suarez I think they signed they sell Coutinho. When they signed Coutinho, then the money they realized from selling Coutinho, they used to buy Van Dijk. Liverpool is not that kind of club that will just go out and say, okay, we give you £100, go to the market and spend. But then I think the owners should try and be considerate with the coaches. I mean, you just got a new coach. You understand? Give this man, let him spend, because obviously he inherits a squad of Kogan Club who did a fantastic job for living, and a lot of people are already looking at, okay, is this man going to perform? Is he going to be? So he has a lot of stuff on his own shoulder as well. Just give this man fun. Let him be able to make signings. But then if you're not giving him that fun to make signings, how is he going to compete? You see clubs like Fulham. Big respect to Fulham fans. Big respect to the club. You see clubs like Fulham making huge signings. Like Fulhams are signing players. Like, they just confirmed Jem Anderson from Crystal Palace.
Wow.
There's another guy they signed today as well. For Fulham to be going on how to be signing players, Brighton going on to be signing players. Like you see mid-table clubs in England doing well in transfer window, but then a club like Liverpool, who has been consistent in at least top 6 every season, top 6, they should have gone out. And I mean, if you want to compete, you have to sign players. I know we know Chelsea are signing with the hope that one will click, because Chelsea are just making blind signings with the hope of one will click. You understand? So, but then they are still making that sign. They are still spending the money.
The money.
Man United are going full force this time around. They're trying to secure signings. Arsenal made huge signing last season, but then they still trying to sign
at least get some players
new additions in as well. So I think for you to be able to compete, and now that there are a lot of games for you to play in a season, you have to just make signings. If Liverpool don't sign any player this season, I think they're going to struggle.
Well, yes, where we get to wrap up the show, everyone. But we'll be back on Saturday where we are going to review the matches in the EPL this weekend. It's midweek. We hope you've had a wonderful week so far. We hope you have a wonderful end towards the week. I remain Shegz.
And I'm Bee-Bee. And see you guys on Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.